What's going on, all you good guy doll enthusiasts? Your two favorite living dolls are back once again, and we're here tonight to talk about the second season premiere of Don Mancini's Chucky. That's right. Chucky is back once again, the second season. It is streaming on USA Network and Syfy. And we were lucky enough, I guess, to watch the first episode of the second season titled Halloween 2. Nice little nod to John Carpenter's Halloween 2 there, I think, by Don Mancini. I think in the first season, there was an episode titled Halloween. So there you go. We're on Halloween 2. Second season kicks up right from where we left off last season. And it involves Andy Barclay back. And, he's he's riding in a big van, and Tiffany's got a gun to his head. And the last we see of Andy Barclay is him flying off a cliff.
So we don't know if old Alex Vincent returning, to the show is going to be long-lived or just kill him off right in the beginning. But that's kind of where they kick off with this going off the side. But basically, he had a bunch of good guy dolls in the van. It's going to destroy them. Yeah, because there are a bunch of Chuckies now, and Tiffany's got the gun.
That was a cool little scene with all the Chuckies, coming alive out of the boxes, and
yeah, it was funny. And then we got the return of the annoying teenagers in the first season. We have Jake, Devin, and Lexi. They're all, living through a traumatic experience of dealing with Chucky, killing all the people around them. They love their families, everybody, friends, and dealing with that, trying to get away from Chucky. So they're trying to deal with all that, past events. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Trauma with that, being young teenagers, and they're, in a dark place and trying to survive and live their lives. The two main ones, Devin and Jake, I think they were going into a foster system because of the parents. And then Lexi's dad was killed last season. So she's living with her mom and, trying to cope with everything.
Yeah. And by trying to cope, we mean doing copious amounts of cocaine. The kids are now getting into drugs. There's a little bit of time jump, obviously, from last season, kids, and some changes going on. Obviously, Jake and Devin, they're in love with each other. They're going to be split apart. They're about to say goodbye. And then you get the whole, scene where the one runs after the car and gets him to stop and gives him a big kiss at the beginning. So, we have the storyline with the kids moving forward. And then we have old Tiffany back in the mix, Jennifer Tilly, as the bride of Chucky, of course, and the Tiffany doll. And we're getting all these shenanigans with the, Chucky and Tiffany, and we're going to get a lot this season. We're going to get the babies involved, with all the other sequels for the Chucky series. You started to get the seed of Chucky. And so really everything in the Chucky universe is in play within this series. And the second episode's kind of picking up the pieces of what happened in the last season and, moving it forward to the next one. It's a series that I enjoyed for the most part during the season one, but it wasn't one where I was, super excited to watch the next one or anything. It's just kind of one of those shows that I can respect and watch, but it's not super exciting to me. But, for a USA Network and sci-fi show, I tell you what, they do a good job with everything. Chucky doll itself looks awesome. I like how they make a move. All the effects are good. And it's nice to have all this talent, coming back. And we're seeing, obviously Andy return, Alex Vincent come back, and all the characters that have been on the Chucky movies, we're slowly getting introduced to them coming back to the franchise. And then of course Brad Dourif and his daughter Fiona, on the show, they kill it. Fiona and Brad, they're my favorites, obviously, out of the whole thing. And I just don't care too much for the kids. That's the problem for me. The main kid, Jake, always looks like he has to take a dump or something, and just kind of standard teenage characters here. Nobody that I'm really rooting for or anything. That's the main problem that I have with the show.
Yeah, Brad Dourif kills it, literally. As voicing Chucky here, he had a lot of great comedic scenes, funny scenes. In the first episode, that's why I watch Chucky. I'm just there to laugh. I'm not there to get scared, because it doesn't take itself too seriously. It has fun. It kind of brings back the original vibe of the first few movies. And just having fun killing off characters and annoying teenagers. But yeah, Brad Dourif is just amazing voicing this character. He still got the laugh, still got all that. So it really brings a lot of fun to, the series. I'm interested to see where they go with this because leading up at the end of the first episode, they're driving to the Catholic school and they figure out that's the Burlington County Home for Wayward Boys. That's where Charles Lee Ray stayed. And there's flashbacks to that in the first season. So it's kind of connecting. They're going to this Catholic
That's
school.
cool. Yeah, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Cool.
Yeah, I looked into it. So that's kind of how it connects Charles Lee Ray, starting his career as a young child, being a psychopath and killer. So that's how it's connected. Interested to see what happens to these characters going to the school and if that's going to change them. Chucky's going to show up and wreak havoc, per usual, probably.
How much trauma can he inflict on all these kids and how much can they stand? That's really what the question is going forward. And are they going to be able to stop him somehow? That's what I'm interested in seeing. But yeah, like you mentioned, you're watching the show for Chucky and all his inventive kills and all his one-liners and just being a little prick. And I like how, it's kept within the Dora family. We have Fiona and we brought back Jennifer Tilly, who's, great as Tiffany in her own right and can go toe to toe with Chucky and work together with them and do all this crazy stuff. And that's what you're watching the show for, the outrageousness. The worst part is the kids, but as long as old Chucky keeps getting to do his handiwork with his knives and whatever he can get his hands on, it's going to be a show worth following.
Yeah, as long as they keep having Brad Dourif do the voice, Fiona Dourif in it, legacy characters from the original, I'll keep watching it. I just want to laugh, have a good laugh. The episodes are pretty short, so it's not like something you have to spend a lot of time on. You get to the point, have some laughs. It's good during the Halloween season, sharing some Charles Lee Ray love and bringing their own twist, a new adventure, I guess you would call it, with the new series. It's fun to watch during the Halloween season.
Pretty interesting that Devon Sawa is also going to return, his character being killed off several times in the first season, and he's playing a third character in the new season. So it'll be interesting to see how they're going to bring him back and make him work, and whether he's going to last, and if he will come back yet again after that.
Oh, Devon, can't wait to see him. He was great in the first season. I like seeing him acting again, popping up in TV shows and movies. I always like that guy. So that being said, I'm going to give the first episode of season 2 of Chucky, titled Halloween 2, I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5 Brad Dourif hair pieces.
And I am going to give Chucky a 3.5 out of 5 Alex Vincent hair pieces.
So we're interested from hearing from all you wild ghouls out there. What did you like about the first episode of season 2 of Chucky? What didn't you like about it? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to click subscribe. Also, check out these wild doll enthusiasts on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV, movie news, and horror reviews.
We are rolling along in this 31 days of horror. We've got about half the month left at this point. So we're looking forward to covering a lot more movies and TV shows coming up. We had a lot this week alone that we watched, and we're preparing to review. We're going to be back with some old classic horror movies as well. So stay tuned to this channel. We have a lot more tricks for you treaters later.
These are your 2 favorite wild ghouls signing out until the next review for 31 Days of Horror. Cheers!